Okay, Sagis, welcome to your extended reading. I've left these cards down here so you can see. I just literally hit stop record and started recording again for you guys. So I'm going to clear this off. I just wanted to have this here so you can see visually. I'm literally just picking up where I left off in that general reading. I want to say right here at the beginning, and I won't do this every time, but I do want to do it this time since it's the first round of these extended readings that I've been able to offer here on the channel. If you're watching this, I just want to say thank you to you. Because you don't realize, those of you who are choosing to support the channel and to sign up as a channel member for these extended readings, first of all, you just don't understand how helpful that is to me in my life. But also, this is a little experiment that I'm running to see who signs up, who ends up being a channel member. Because that community of people, I plan to interact with you guys more and to see who you are and to see what we are as a group. So, hi, hello. If you're watching this, it's nice to meet you. And I do get to see who the channel members are. And I plan to do some fun stuff for you guys. I plan to do some specific videos and things beyond the readings. I'm not advertising those things because I want the extended readings to be enough in terms of the pull. But I do have some surprises that I plan for you guys. So again, I just want to start by saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I did pre-shuffle some decks way back at the beginning before I sat down to record for you guys. But I want to shuffle a little bit more, specifically because I've gotten some, good insight in that general reading in terms of what's going on for you guys. I think those of you who will click through to become a member will probably really be still laughing about the fact that I went off on the negative Nancy's that reading. I just sensed them. They wanted to poop on this and be like, no, they're not a good person. They're bad. I'm one with a horrible human. Okay, well, why are you with them? Right? If you're with such a bad person, why are you with them? And I had to address it because I could just sense the energy of it, What's interesting is when I do these videos, sometimes thousands of people watch them. And so sometimes, a couple dozen people will click on something just because I plan to title that video, They Feel Like Home to You. And it's like there are some people on YouTube who just, they see that and it triggers them and they just want to come in and be like, no, they're not. They don't make me feel safe at all. It's like they can't realize that reading isn't for them. That there are people who are actually in good, happy, healthy relationships. And I get that. I've been in that spot myself where I couldn't quite see what was possible. I was selling myself short, but I just had to deal with them. I had to just address them, okay? So we're going to be doing the extended members only here. I'm going to lay these cards out. Position 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, and then 15. I'll move these down so you guys can see them. I just want to get these cards actually in place. So I don't have to do that in the extended reading. We can just work our way through and already have the cards laid out. Okay. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay. So okay. Let's see what we got, guys. So what was your initial pull towards this person, Saggy? What was it that pulled you in? All right. 4 of Pentacles showing up here with the 7 of Cups reversed. Guys, we had this in the general reading, so this is just confirmation coming through here, right? Remember me talking about the 7 of Cups reversed where I said, like, there's a place where this person, this is about that... whatever deception or disillusionment you have, whatever places where maybe your expectations need to be reset in terms of embracing notions of stability, notions of security, home, right? Your initial pull towards this person was that you felt like they could offer you something that you didn't necessarily believe was possible. And I think that is that balance that I picked up so strongly on in that general reading, of finding someone who allows you to roam and be free when you need to, and is also able to create a sense of stability and home for you that also calls you back. That's a very interesting energy that I'm picking up on, right? So Saggies, I think your default in terms of how you want to live your life is wanderlust and free-spiritedness and being able to go and do what it is that you want to do. This person, though, what really pulled you towards them is that returning to them, coming back to them, is also something that you want to do. They create this space of stability and comfort and safety and calmness that you really enjoy, that you really vibe with. And when you're out and you are like, oh, I want to go do this and I want to go this, even under like a full starry sky in the middle of the desert with a bonfire roaring by yourself, something happens and you're like, God, I miss them. I've had enough time with myself. I need to go back home. I need to return home. There is so much energy about this person just feeling like home to you and you appreciating that so much about them. So what was it that was their initial pull towards you? Three of Cups coming out upright here. And then we have the Four of Swords, also upright. Okay, love this. I've liked both of these readings. So Four of Swords. Let's talk about the Four of Swords first. This person was pulled towards you. It's a very interesting, very, very interesting thing that pulled them towards you, because they realized that you were also someone who sometimes just needs to be by yourself. That you're someone who needs to have solitude as a way of allowing you to relax and to recenter yourself. They need that too. They need that a lot. And that's why I think this relationship works, because when you say to them, I need to go do my own thing, they're like, great, then I'm going to do my own thing while you're off doing yours. Because they need it too. Now their default is actually more like being with you, having that, it's this, right? Three of Cups. Their default is more about like being together, being a support structure for each other. The other thing too is, oh, that's so sweet. This person, their initial pull towards you was one where they were like, this is so sweet. This is a sweet person. Their initial pull was really like, even if I don't end up being in a relationship with them, like even if they're not interested in me in that way, maybe I can be their friend. Because I like them. I would want to be able to hang out with them and have fun. I would want to be able to go to them if I needed something, if I needed to, talk to someone, or if I needed someone to, pick me up or just be there to listen. Like, they liked you. Even if it didn't go anywhere, they liked you just as a person. So it turning into something romantic is like icing on the cake for them. Like, they're really kind of blown away that they got that from you, because they were willing to settle for like just being your friend. Very sweet person. So Sagittarius, what's going on with you in terms of your expectations around this? Well, we have the King of Swords coming out with that Knight of Cups again, right? So that Knight of Cups showed up for this person earlier, right? In terms of, them not putting pressure on you, being very charming, very romantic, captivating you, right? You expect that to last. You want that to last. Your expectation is that they're not going to, try to weigh you down, tie you down, putting sort of like restrictions on you. You want to still be able to have your freedom, but you also want to be able to feel like this is something that is very romantic and honest. You want to know that this person is going to communicate with you in a very honest and straightforward way. You don't want to be in a situation where you have to guess about anything. You don't want to be in a situation in which there's any sort of manipulation. For you, if somebody wants you to do something, you just want them to tell you. so you can do it. And you don't want them to play petty games. Like if someone needs more attention for you, you're like, tell me you need more attention. And if I can give it to you, I will. And if I can't, I'll explain why I can't, and I'll try to do it when I can. Like it's just, Sagittarian energy is so straightforward. And a lot of times people who are involved with Sagittarians think that it's not. They think that it's either mean, or they think that the person is, like there's a lot of judgment that comes with it. But for you, it really is about like, I just want to be able to be honest. I want you to be able to be honest. And I want us to be able to deal with that without it making this fun, light, romantic, carefree thing become too heavy. That's your expectation. That's what you want. I think this person can deliver that. I really do. So what's their expectation from you in terms of this relationship? 5 of Pentacles reversed, and then we have Temperance coming out here reversed, right? So let's talk about this. What's this 5 of Pentacles? Well, 5 of Pentacles, when it's reversed, is really about having some sort of light at the end of the tunnel. Feeling like you're starting to have a little bit of hope again. You're starting to have a little bit of optimism again. You're coming out of something that's been very dark, very bleak. Temperance, reversed. Saggies, let me talk to you about what this means. Because, again, this is very important because Temperance is your card. Okay? The expectation of this person is that if they allow you to go and do what it is that you want to do, and they allow you to be kind of in control of your own life, they allow you to, leave and trust that you'll come back. Their expectation is that in return for giving you that when you do come back, that it doesn't put them in a place where everything feels like it changes. It's very interesting because for a lot of you, I sense that this person won't go with you on a lot of the adventures that you go on. They'll do some, and it might become more and more as time goes on. But initially, this person feels very much like homebody sort of energy. So, for example, you go on a road trip with your friends for a week. This person is like at home and they're in their routine, and routine is really important to them. And, they're waking up and they're doing what they need to do, and they're making their meals. And it's like routine is something that's very like important for this person, at least initially, because that's how they've gotten themselves into a place of comfort and safety, or that's how they associate safety, is routine. They need to know that when you come back in, having embraced that like wild, anything goes, adventurous spirit, they need to know that when you come back into the home, again, feelings of home is very important, that you're able to just settle back into the groove and the routine. And I think that you do. Because again, it's like I'm saying, it doesn't feel controlled to you. It doesn't feel like something that they're doing to control you. You dig the fact that when you come back in from whatever you've done, that everything's just, that you can just immediately fall back into it with this person. The routine is there, the habits are there, everything. It's like, yeah, I'm home, and home feels like this, and I love it. And the next time I feel like I need to get away from home, they're not going to freak out. But for them, it's like they just want to know that when you come back in, chaos doesn't come back in with you. That's basically what the energy of this is. Okay, now, what are some of your issues or obstacles that are influencing or impacting this relationship? What's going on with you specifically in terms of that? So, 10 of Swords reversed with a 10 of Cups, actually, sorry. 10 of Cups upright. So, Saggies, like I said, you're closing out some stuff. But you're closing it out. You've rounded the corner, so to speak, in terms of that journey. But there's still some stuff here. This came out in the general reading as well. But I like how these cards are placed, right? The 10 of Swords represents endings, yes, but when it's reversed, it means we're actually coming to the point of moving on, healing, getting some closure around that pain. And then you have the 10 of Cups, which is upright, which is a great card, right? This is about really, truly being in something that feels good, that feels balanced, that feels fair. This relationship. right? But you're still in the process of closing it out. You're still here. And you still have some fears about allowing yourself to fully embrace this because you don't want to get hurt again. And again, perfectly fine. Feel what you need to feel. Share that with this person. This is someone that you can talk to about that. This is someone who you can actually communicate. You know, I've had some weird, messed up relationships in the past. And because of that, it's hard for me to really trust. It's hard for me to open up. It's hard for me to show who I really am. It's hard for me to show that there is a part of me that wants to have something that's stable. There is part of me that wants to have a person. There is part of me that wants to have a home. I hide that because of the things that people have done in the past when I've shown them that side of me. But this is someone that you can actually open up to and trust. And I think you know that. I think they've shown it. And internally you sense that this is different. Because they don't react the same way when you need to be on your own or when you need to go and do things without them. That's one of the big hinge points on this for you, is that you can have that safe home feeling and know that you can leave it whenever you want. And it's not going to be blown up. It's not going to be taken away. It's not going to be ruined because you just needed to go and spend time on your own. What's going on with them? What are their issues or obstacles that might be getting in the way? Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords reversed and then the Nine of Wands. I will tell you in this deck, this particular deck, most of the artwork is like this. It's like tattoo style, like fully colored. The artist who did this deck, though, they included some initial drafts. So there's a version of this card that's full color. So whenever this version of the Nine of Wands comes out, it means that it's there, but it's not very strong. Okay. This person also really feels like they need to protect themselves. They feel like they need to, it's not that they're guarded, but because again, it's weak energy, right? But there's still a little bit here where this person feels like they really have to work to prove themselves. They have to really do a lot of work to, try to push themselves to move on from things or heal. Again, I'm going to say here, this could be a situation where someone was in a marriage or a very long-term relationship that ended. And so they're just, they feel like it's going to be harder than it is actually going to be for them to move into something new. But again, it's such a weak energy. There's not a lot blocking these two people from each other. Because again, I just feel like you're offering each other so much energetically, and you align so well energetically, and you appreciate things about the other person that haven't been appreciated before. So there isn't a lot here that's trying to prevent this. I think even if you were actively trying to not fall for this person, it just happened. Same for them in terms of with you. There's not a lot here, obstacles blocking this, which is good. So let's take a look at the outcome. This is always like nerve-wracking for me, right? Because I've done all of this, built this spread, and here at the end, I'm like, well, what's the most likely outcome? What's the most likely future? What can you expect here? Where's this going? Look at this. Remember that Hierophant from the general reading that was upright? We have the Hierophant reversed here with Judgment. Very, very powerful. I'm going to start talking about Judgment, okay? Judgment as a card, sometimes people think about it in terms of like some sort of hostile thing, but the Judgment card really is about getting clarity, waking up, like having your eyes open to the truth. It's a card about being liberated when this card is upright. Now, if it's reversed, it's more about punishment and doubt and being judged, like that sort of energy. But Judgment, when it's upright, is a really great card. And it's associated with the Hierophant reverse, which is, doing things the way that we want to do them. Something working out, even if it doesn't seem like it should. The Hierophant reverse, and I know that card came out in the general reading upright, but this is really about realizing I'm going to make this work. Even if it doesn't necessarily make sense to me that it works, I'm going to admit that it does work. I'm going to admit that I like that it works. And I'm going to do whatever I need to do to protect it. Even if it doesn't necessarily seem like this is what I should be focused on, this person works for me. And not really caring about that, not really caring if it makes sense to you, not really caring if it looks the way that you thought it did, or it was the person that you thought it should be, or that it would be, or that it was the type of relationship that you would end up with. You just look at this and you're honestly like, wow, this is better than I expected. This is better than I thought I could have. This works. This person works. They work. So again, if you're here watching this, congratulations. Like, for real, congratulations. I love seeing good readings. I don't get them very often, to be quite honest with you, doing readings on YouTube. Most of the people who are, well, you know, I'm going to stop saying that. I'm trying to work on this, and this is one of those things where, you know, you're a channel member here. I think you should get to have a little bit of insight into me. This is where I get to talk to Sagittarius as I'm shuffling, okay? Like, I've almost said this in the general Sagittarius readings, and then I always, like, stop recording, or I, you know, edit it out if I say it. But several years ago, I was in a very bad relationship, and I've done a lot of work healing that. But that relationship was with a Sagittarius. And as a result of that, I've had a very bizarre relationship with the sign of Sagittarius in terms of readings here, because I had a guard against Sagittarian energy. And so for a long time, Sagittarius readings didn't get a lot of views. You guys are in my top 5 now. You might be like my 4th most watched sign. And it's been very interesting because as I've done my own healing work about that relationship, I've seen a correlation between the energy that I was picking up for Sagittarians. So when I was saying most people who watch me on YouTube are people who are, you know, not necessarily trying to look for information or insight about their relationship because it's going great. Most of the people watching YouTube videos are in places where they're like, oh my God, can someone please just help me understand why on earth I'm going through this? Why can't I walk away from this thing that's literally taking all the joy out of my life? I'm going to stop saying that, because why can't people who are in healthy, happy, thriving relationships turn to a YouTube tarot reader just to have a good reading, right? Why not? So maybe that's part of what I'm going to shift and change going into 2021, is that I'm gonna start doing more readings for people who are truly happy and they're just trying to figure out, you know, what can I do to support this? What can I do to nurture this? How can I raise the vibration of this relationship so that it can endure? How can I make this go for 10 years? How can I keep the joy in the relationship? Like, that would be really nice. And so for those of you who watch this particular extended reading, I want to say thank you, because that's the type of energy that I'm getting from you. And it's nice for me to tap into that energy and realize that I can amplify that. I can request for the universe to give me more of you when I'm doing these readings. So thank you. Thank you. So what I did here while I was talking is I pulled 3 oracle cards. Those are these white cards that you see here. And then I grabbed another oracle deck. And these cards, which are very hard to get to show up on camera, they're just going to have an image and a word, maybe 2 words that are on this card. So I'm going to show you this card after I show you the oracle card. And this will just be additional insight coming through from your guides or your higher self to kind of nudge you into understanding a little bit more deeply what this card is talking about, okay? So for this card we have, in any moment I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. Saggies, this is that energy that I was talking about where you are, this relationship stirs inside of you the desire to have a place where you can return that's full of love and is quiet and still and stable. The card coming out to give you more insight onto that is the Wildling. I'm trying to get that to show. That's why I don't use these cards very often in readings. The reflective nature of them is kind of hard. I think you can see it there. It's very interesting. Next card out for you from the Oracle says, thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. Beautiful. Like I said, you guys have been through some stuff, but you've come out of it. You're really thankful, and you're in a space where your energy is just, it's really lovely energy. You have Underworld coming out to give you a little bit more clarity or insight onto that. Like, you really have been through a lot. You've been through a journey. And I would say in the past year, probably, you've really just confronted a lot of stuff, healed a lot of stuff, closed a lot of stuff out, really found peace within yourself. And you're realizing that finding that peace within yourself has allowed the world to be a little bit more peaceful for you as well. And that makes me really happy. Okay, last oracle card for you. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. So there might still be a little bit of work for you to do. We've picked up on that in this reading, right? It's true. When you think you've surrendered, surrender more. You have the Alchemist, that Magician card that came out earlier. So here's a fun experiment for you, Sagittarius, that I want you to play around with for the next 30 days. So I feel like you've gotten yourself to a place where you've realized, hey, you know what? I can set my mind on something. I can say, I want that. And I can keep my energy focused on that thing. And I can manifest it. I can make it happen. Saggies, what would happen if instead of focusing on one specific thing that you want, what if you surrendered more and you said to the universe, you know what? I want you to give me the absolute best possible thing for me. And I'm going to trust my intuition. I'm going to follow my guidance. But I'm going to let you, universe, work out the how and the what and the why. I'm asking you to give me the best possible thing for me. See what happens if you do that, Saggies. Okay? So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me for this extended reading. Thank you for signing up to be a channel member. I appreciate it so much. And I'm really looking forward to getting to know you guys better as we move through 2021 and we build this little sub-community that I'm really excited about, and I'm super interested to see how that unfolds. I think at the end of 2021, there's going to be a lot of us who know each other much better, much more deeply than we expected to at the beginning of 2021 as a result of this community that's starting to grow and develop here on this channel. And I'm really excited energetically when I'm doing these extended readings and knowing that I'm focused on a smaller group of you. It's such a different energy. And so I'm really enjoying being able to have that experience here at the beginning. And I know this is going to turn into something that's even going to shock me. So thank you again. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.